Ajax is the oldest locomotive in Austria. It was built for the Kaiser Ferdinand Nordbahn in 1841 by Jones, Turner and Evans of the Viaduct Foundry in Newton-le-Willows. The Kaiser Ferdinand Nordbahn, which opened in 1837, was the first steam-powered railway in Austria, running from Vienna northeast towards Brunn and Olmütz, in what were then part of Austria, but today are in the Czech Republic. The first two locomotives, named Austria and Moravia, were built by Robert Stephenson and Company. By 1842, the railway had 43 locomotives, and all but 7 of them were made by Jones, Turner and Evans. Ajax was ordered and delivered in 1841 as one of a pair of luggage, i.e. goods engines. Its sister engine was called Minotaurus, or the Minotaur, and they were built as part of the large Samson 042 type developed by Robert Stephenson. Ajax was supplied with 1.56 metre diameter, or just over 5 feet driving wheels, worked by a pair of inside cylinders measuring 335 by 510 millimetres. Working boiler pressure was 4 bar, or about 60 psi, and it was later raised to 6.8 bar, or 98 psi. Ajax has traditional wood and iron outside sandwich frames and 4 longitudinal wrought iron plate frames running between the firebox and the cylinders. Unlike Lion, the earliest components of which date to the 1840s, Ajax shows a considerable improvement in design over the Lion, as her cylinders are secured to the frame, whilst those of Lion are secured to the bottom of the smoke box. The 4 inside frames each carry a bearing to give maximum support to the crank axle. Ajax was probably originally fitted with gab valve gear with opposed gabs, like that on Lion, but when it was rebuilt in 1857, Ajax was converted to Stephenson link. The tender with the preserved locomotive is not its original from 1841, although it does date from the 1840s. It has been paired with the locomotive since its overhaul in 1857. The present smokebox doors, the door fastenings and the tall brass-cased steam dome also date from the 1850s. The present crank axle is a replacement from 1864, being manufactured by Krups in Germany. Ajax also has a blower, again probably dating from the 1850s, to enable the locomotive to burn coal. The blast pipe is a variable orifice, controlled by a handle on the footplate in order to control the draft. Ajax was retired from service in 1874 and was passed into the keeping of the newly formed Austrian State Railway Museum. Ajax was then stored in the railway workshops in Vienna until 1918, when the Vienna Technical Museum was opened. And Ajax still takes pride of place in the Technical Museum, which is well worth a visit. I hope you have enjoyed this quick look at the Ajax, and if you have, please leave a comment below. Please also like, share and subscribe, and click the notification bell. If you feel able, you can also support Rail Story on Patreon and Ko-fi, where you can gain early access to Rail Story content. And I look forward to seeing you all next time on Rail Story.